And let's make sure. All right, now I'm going to share it to a number of groups because, let's see, multiple. And the reason why, let me just keep sharing across uh, all the MS Frontiers groups, the MS Meerkat, let's see, Living for Cure. I'm it's not all MS. Today, I'm going to be talking about medical marijuana, CBD oils versus THC. Uh, Most of us with MS are at a point where we don't want to get high or add anything to the what is it? We just don't want to add anything to cognitive fog. What are we dealing with? We're dealing with pain. We are dealing with spasticity. We're dealing. It's sometimes we're having problems sleeping. Just we're and we've got to battle all these things. So I've got such good news for you. Hang on. In that, remember I told everybody I was going to. Hi, Karen. Let's see. Here we go. I was going to because I was going to get the medical marijuana card, right? I was going to do it the right way, and why was I doing it? I was doing it because I don't want to take narcotics anymore. I go to a pain clinic, and the pain clinic, hi Sarah, the pain clinic wants me to take, believe it, 2 weeks Stampia and followed by two Lucentis at the same time. And they get mad when I chase the pain. So I wait. Hi, Sarah. I wait till I have pain and then I take stuff because narcotics will make you a little funky. So I was not happy about that. When I told them I will not take it on a regular. Hi, Sherry. I will not take the narcotics on a regular schedule. I got yelled at 2 months in a row. I got yelled at. They want me to take this copious amounts of narcotics for my pain. Due to demyelination, the pain I'm having is like flu-like bone crushing pain. Spasticity pain is a cakewalk compared to the pain that some of us have after having MS for ever 30 plus years or 35 plus years. So, what I decided is that I'm not going to, for 3 days, I took it the way they said. This is about 2 months ago. Hi there, Rob. Uh, so I was high as a kite. I was, let me just say, narcotics are just, it came to the point after 25 years of being maintained on the cocktail of low dose narcotics. Uh, they want me to be as high as a kite on narcotics, and that's not going to happen. So I got a medical marijuana card. All right, first of all, let me talk to you. Hi there. Grad transition. Should this transition be gradual to switch over? Um, that's a very good question. So if you are if you're on narcotics and you're on a ritual where you're taking it the way your narcotics or your pain doctor tells you to do, you have to be uh, very, very careful about going cold turkey. As Gina says, you just don't want to all of a sudden stop your narcotics and start this regime with medical marijuana or CBD oil. Okay, so you don't want to do that, which I'll get into. All right. Okay, so I first of all the cost of medical marijuana card. This is what I went through, right? So what I did is I applied through the state of Maryland. You have to apply through your state to get this medical marijuana card. It is not federally approved, but different states allow you to apply. Different. I know the state of Illinois. Let me see. The state of Colorado and Maryland. And I was looking at I'm gonna, please forgive me. I'm trying to read something. Okay. So I applied, paid $50, got my card, got approved, which was difficult because they want to do it online and it just took a lot of time. So $50. All right. Then I get to with my license, I get down there to the CBD medical marijuana supply place. I'm supposed to meet with a nurse to talk to me about different strands that is appropriate. By the way, I'm gonna bring the nurse. We're gonna have a playlist about medical marijuana, and what we're going to do is I'm gonna go down and sit with her, and we're gonna do a question. It's gonna be a series. I mean, a playlist. Okay, so I'm sitting down with her, and all of a sudden they're like, well, you need a doctor prescription on top of your CBD license or your medical marijuana license that costs $50. You think now you can get it. No, you have to have a doctor call it in. So I called my general practitioner who said he'd give me the license for or the order for it. And I find out that there is a racket with these doctors. What happens is that they have a specific physician's assistant who does that. She said, yeah, Dulce, you can come in say 4 o'clock today and meet with Karen. She is our CBD or our medical marijuana. It's your meeting with her will cost $200, and you'll have to see her every year. And it's $175. $75 a year. So, all right, to renew. So I'm thinking $200. So I got to go see $200 to get a subscription. So now it would be $250 and I don't have product in hand. So I'm sitting down there, and I made the appointment, hung up the phone, and I started talking about the guy behind the counter, and he says, all right, if you're in the state of Maryland, it's MarylandCannabisPhysicians.com. They have discounts for people with MS. If you're a vet, guess what? If you're just I don't know, if you're on disability, they have a discounts. If you have MS, you qualify. This year, full price is $140, and recert is $70 every year. That's almost half price. It's so what I discovered is that if you are in the military or have been in the military, you have a DD-14, it's $21 if you live in the state of Maryland. So you're going to have to look at what I suggest is if you're in another state, all right, go down to your cannabis supply place and ask them. Start at the end. Just pull in and take a notebook and say, all right, I have multiple sclerosis, or how do I apply to get my card from this state? They're going to tell you the cheapest way, right? Who do I have to talk to in order to get a prescription? The cheapest way. They'll tell you the cheapest way, okay? So that's what I would advise you. Don't go where you think it should be. Uh, uh, all right, fast forward. Now let's get into the strain. There's a lot of us who just don't want to get high. In fact, I met with a nurse down there and talked to you a little bit about that. And my goals, I said, gosh, all right, brain fog in the morning. I'm not sleeping consistently through the night between pain and spasticity. It's just miserable. So pain. I'd like to take care of pain, right? So she's like, all right. Well, her thing was it is so important to get 8 hours of sleep. I think when we have advanced MS, it's more like 10, right? It's 9 or 10. I feel best when I get about 9 hours of sleep. I still don't feel good. So, all right, this here's what they gave me. And I said I don't want to be high, and I don't want munchies, and so it's called relaxing tabs. All right, I'm not going to show. They're like little. I know it's backwards. Okay, it's called relaxing tabs. I didn't read it at first, but it's 5 milligrams of THC. So, and you're supposed to take that a half an hour before you go to bed, and it's supposed to relax you, right? If I discovered if I take that, I took it last night, and it started kicking in, and I didn't feel high. I felt like I drank a thing of chamomile tea, is what I felt. Did I feel any more tired than we feel in the morning? I mean, no, I didn't. So this here wasn't working as far as making me sleepy. More sleepy than I am because, we people with MS, we know sleepy and exhaustion and stuff. It's gotta be, it's almost got to be sodium pentothal for us to realize that'll make us sleep because we resist falling asleep when it's wearing us down. Okay, these relaxing tabs. Okay, all right. Let's see, 20 tabs. It's $20. This costs $20 for 20 tabs. All right, enough for me to give a college try, and I'm keeping a checklist on what it did. What it did is it allowed me to sleep without spasticity. So it had a direct impact on spasticity. Get me. Let's see. Well, you know what, Dennis, you're not going to get the VA hospital to recommend. Uh, uh, you're not going to get that. What you will do is you will call medical marijuana supply people, you'll call them, and they will actually make it happen. They'll get you in touch with a doctor and a cannabis supply place. And I'll tell you, today's Veterans Day. I know that our CBD place is giving 30% off veterans. So that's good to know. Okay, this here is something that I'm supposed to take, the sleep tabs, the relaxing tabs. They're not sleep tabs. And I'll tell you, relaxing. I don't want to relax. Relaxing. Nuts. Anyway, so, all right, I'm going to have to talk to her about, I don't want to relax. I want to get something that'll help me get to sleep when it's time to go to sleep. So I'm going to have to, and it's got to be real sleep. All right, so let's talk about THC is the psychotropic ingredient that tends to get you high. All right, for those of us with MS, we don't want to get high. It's CBD oil, which is a huge anti-inflammatory. It's huge, right? Anti-pain thing. So to give you an idea, this here, the reason why you want a little THC behind a high CBD is because the THC has a symbiotic relationship with the CBD. You know, CBD is good, but it's not as good without it. It's THC gives it a boost. Kind of like if you're a foodie and you're a cook, right? Whenever you're making something sweet, you put a little bit of salt in it, and it's like it just supercharges that food. It allows you to appreciate the sweetness. So just like you put in cookies, you're making cookies, put a little bit of salt in there. It's the same thing with THC and with THC and CBD. Okay, so this here is a 20 milligram. This is daytime stuff. 20 milligram of CBD oil and 2 milligrams of THC. They're little chews. I was told to eat a half of one, but I'll tell you what, I ate a half of one like a good girl, and I then there's a tincture that's 18 CBD to 1. So, and I'll tell you in a minute what the prices are. So I did that at 8 o'clock this morning. Let me tell you, I mean, I have severe pain. So normally, all right, I did that. I took it like a good girl. I took it as prescribed at 8 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, it worked wonderfully. I mean, I woke up after that night's sleep. I woke up, I was able to get in the shower, I was less dizzy, I wasn't exhausted, I wasn't in a brain fog. It just, and that's really good. However, when I took the morning pain stuff, which is supposed to kick in as time goes, you know, it gets a little bit further on in the morning, I start to, start to feel more and more pain, not initially. So with that chronic pain, they were trying to nip it in the bud by getting me on the CBD. Now they said it'll take 3 to 5 days to build up in your system so you get any kind of effect on this. And that is, so that may be a problem, or maybe the problem. Now, with what I took at 8 o'clock. It worked for about 2 hours. So I took the other half of the chewy, even though I'm supposed to go slow. She was worried. It's funny because she was so concerned about my relationship. How are you gonna deal with the side effects with the and I laugh. I laugh because it's we're not worried about that. We're worried about treating the symptoms. Don't worry about a side effect. That the only side effect I will not uh, uh, yeah, it's funny. The only side effect that I cannot tolerate is the munchies. So it's got to be low on THC because I made it very clear. I can't afford the amount of food I want to eat if you put THC in too much of that because I can literally eat more than the biggest linebacker you've ever seen. It's amazing. So the idea, all right. Okay. Is this working for about 2 hours? The high CBD and the low THC about 2 hours right now. But I just started it yesterday, so and I can't ever go to the pain clinic because they'll make me pee in the cup and gigs up. But that's all right because their killers were not working for me. They were just getting me high. Yeah, they were working for about 4 hours, but and that 4 hours is longer than 2 hours. But this doesn't have the side effects that narcotics have. You don't have to take a stool softener when you take CBD oil. So, and that's good. These gummies, how much these gummies cost? These gummies were $45 for 10. Oh my gosh. Let's see, for 10 gummies, $45 for 10. I wouldn't have gotten that. That's too expensive for my but $45 for 10 gummies. These are they're lightly sweet. But you know what? So what did I get out the total to get the license, or if you're not military, or it's the license and the doctor's appointment. All right, so you're looking at 190 plus $97 worth of product that doesn't get you high. And I'll tell you, I got up this morning, I took a shower. I've never, you know how we are. We get out of bed and we're like, no, the worst part, I was thinking when I was taking the shower the other day without anything, just sitting there thinking the worst part about getting the shower is when you're in there, right? It's getting enough guts to turn off that water, that warm water. You turn it off. And of course, we're not supposed to take hot showers, but we can't help but it's like hedonism. It's like, I know, where we do what feels good, even though it'll garbage us. It's like, oh, okay, I took such a hot shower, I can't walk. I can't get out of the shower, right? So, and you sit there and you're looking at the hot water and you're I gotta turn it off. And that's the hardest part of the more it's like if you turn off the shower and then what does it mean? That means you gotta figure out how to dry off before getting cold. you have to balance your way out of the bathtub, or you do that. Unless you're Sue and you've got that brand new beautiful shower. No, Sarah, you just got the shower. But but what is that's the worst part. And then you have to get dressed, and it's all an issue, and it's too much, right? Too much. By the way, instead of because I'm absolutely uh, going natural, right? I'm backing off of trazodone. I don't want to take. Uh, you know what? I do not want to take Ritalin anymore. I want to take these energy caffeine. It's called Energy Rush with taurine. So I'm drinking that. I'm doing the CBD oil and Mace's. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Uh, All right, and Betty Jo is saying she tried CBD oil, and I got to tell you, we had a non-scientific symptom or non-scientific study in MS, multiple sclerosis, Frontiers Medical show. And there was a bunch of us who tried CBD oil a number of years ago. This is before all the research has been done in that. And we discovered it didn't work for us either, Betty Jo. It just didn't. We discovered that topically it seemed to work at reducing the pain. So if you rub it in a joint, it really worked. But we did not we felt lighter because we didn't have as much money in our pocket. That's all we found. Also, CBD oil they discovered doesn't. It's not as effective unless you put the THC behind it. Kind of like I was talking about cookies. The sweetness in cookies are made even better with salt. So you need a little something juxtaposed. To give you an idea, if you had been on narcotics, think about Vicodin, right, or hydrocodone. Hydrocodone. If you took a 10 milligram pill, you broke it in half to 5 milligrams, and you took an ibuprofen with that, right? What it does is that 5 milligrams, all of a sudden, because of that ibuprofen made that narcotic 10 times more effective. 10 times. So yeah, the CBD, you know what? And that was my commitment to you guys when I decided, you know what? I, I'm at a point now where I got nothing to lose because it's the MS can be dreary. I am mildly amused at the people who post MS sucks. It's like, I mean, why state the obvious? Yeah, MS sucks. No, MS sucks. It's crazy, crazy MS. Yeah. And the sky is blue, and Mount St. Helens blew up. You know what? It's I am amused by them. So, all right, Gina asked if people have withdrawals of narcotics, and and if you are on a narcotics ritual where you take that a certain narcotic, your body is physically addicted to it. Same thing when you take, say, baclofen, your body becomes physically addicted to medications you take on a regular basis, including narcotics. So you cannot go cold turkey. I mean, you can't stop your medications. Uh, by the way, I will preface. Let me do a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, so take everything I say and bring it to your doctor and get his advice, or Google it. I think you what because I have a minor in pharmacology from school, health and pharmacology. Uh, I do stupid things to myself to your benefit because I can tell you what doesn't work, but it's all based on my experiences. What I wean yourself, and the doctor will tell you. Uh, so they'll tell you to Yes, they'll tell you so you can wean yourself off. With me, it's such low narcotics, and I don't take it consistently, and so I'm not going to get any withdrawal symptoms. Uh, the big withdrawal symptoms that people who are on a regular regimen of narcotics is just excruciating pain. All right, so, and can we claim all the, well, you know what? All right, you know what? In Canada, you need to be able to claim stuff for tax returns because you guys get taxed high. Edibles aren't legal in Pennsylvania. Karen is sharing. Uh, uh, the THC activates the CBD. That's what the new studies are showing. They also are the THC, or they're finding things in marijuana that this nurse. In fact, let me see if I can tell you. All right. There are, all right. Okay. Okay. Is on a magical qualifying conditions. Let's see. Okay. Oral forms. All right, topical problem, tinctures, and what I wanted to say is that, all right, the non psychoactive solves and CBD alone, they're known as THCA, microdoses of 1 to 5 milligrams of THC. THCA is a precursor to psychoactive THC effect. The THCA is what you want. That will not give you the high. Uh, and then what? Yeah. Then all right. Okay. Okay, here is something really interesting. How long does each one last? If you smoke or you vape, anything like that lasts, the duration is 1 to 3 hours. Oral drops, okay, when you put that, they kick in like tinctures and stuff. They kick in 1 to 25 minutes and they last 1 to 3 hours. Edibles. You eat it, it kicks in 30 to 90 minutes, and it lasts 6 to 8 hours. All right. Topical. All right. Anything you rub in, it works within uh, 15 to 30 minutes, and it lasts 3 to 6 hours. Here's a big one. This one. It's Transdermal Patch. You can get this stuff in gel or a patch. It works within 60 minutes to 2 hours, right? And it lasts 24 to 48 hours. That's pretty good. All right, and there's. All right, so let me go back. Okay, yeah. You won't 1 to 1. They say that you can have up to 5 milligrams of THC and you won't feel high. But if you do that over and over again, you might feel a little lightheaded at first. I'll tell you what, wasn't lightheaded at all. In fact, I didn't even feel as tired as I do when with the MS fatigue. It's like, yeah, relaxing. I'm still not happy about them giving anything to me that says relaxing. But if you have an anxiety disorder, the relaxing is what you want. I don't like to relax. I went to one of these salt rooms. It's supposed to help MS. It's supposed to help clarify your body. I'm lying back and I'm breathing in the salt, and I did it for 45 minutes. About 40 minutes into it, I'm looking at my watch. I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom. While my husband's snoring, it was his birthday present. He's snoring next to me, and I get up because I'm so hyper. Well, the next day, I'm supposed to go back and bring my sister-in-law, my sister-in-law's birthday. So I called up and I said, you know what? I just can't relax for 2 days in a row. I can't do it. I don't want to. Relax. Are you get no. I just I don't know. God bless you for those of you who enjoy relaxing. Okay. Uh yeah, 1 THC to 1 milligram CBD. And what they say is that the more pain we're in, the more we have to have. It's 18, the higher the CBD number is. Each one of this tincture, a single drop is, let me see. Oh, I had that box and I got rid of the box. But anyway, it's 18 CBD and the chews are 20 CBD and 2 THC. Now the strands there's two different strands. There's Saphia, which is the stimulant one that and then there's the Inca, the or Indica or Inca, I think. And the good thing about that is that it it calms your nervous system. So if you have a little bit of this Inca, whatever, indica, right? You have a little bit of that calms your system with the CBD oil, which is an anti-inflammatory painkiller. Those two will work symbiotically to make you feel better. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I've got this manual right here in front of me that are taken last dose to, if no minimum results after wait time, dose again with a lower amount. All right. So, oh, oral. All right. Okay, so they have instructions on how you're supposed to. There's a whole. Uh, you know what? I may save that and figure out a way to put it in some sort of spreadsheet that I don't know. I'm thinking it's a dangerous thing for me. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's funny. But I'll tell you what, Gina, you said you hated the stigma of having a stoner brother, and I got to tell you, in high school, uh, I smoked pot. I was a stoner sister. It was trouble, but I think about that, and I think about just smoking and getting high and and you know what? I often I sit back and I think that God has a sense of humor. In that He's like, hey, you want to be high? Okay, let's do it naturally. Let's give you MS. So you ever you feel stoned? You ever get stoned in your life? You ever get stoned? Just stoned. I'm stoned. I don't feel like doing anything. Welcome to the world with MS. That's cognitive fog. That's MS. The only difference is that now you're stoned. It's like, what? Is there any entomins to eat and then salt? Forget it. Forget it. So fast forward. I don't want to get stoned. I can't. For 35 years, everybody who walked into my house would bring, and they smoked pot. They'd leave a joint for me. And what I would do every 2 years, I'd smoke part of it to remind myself why I hated being stoned. All right, that's because when you're younger, you forget these things, right? And when you get older, you're like, I just don't need it. I remember it was the biggest waste of 4 hours, 3 hours. It was a waste of food. It was, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know what? When I was going to graduate school, I never smoked pot. And I didn't smoke pot when I was in college. I you know, drank a lot, but the thing is that I wanted to graduate. And the people I knew that were in college that smoked pot, by the way, they didn't graduate. They're like, yeah. So I think about that. I knew a lot of people in high school who smoked pot because I'd smoke pot with them. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something on Facebook. If you guys are watching me from the high school, let me tell you something. What happened? I graduated. I went to graduate school. I became a teacher. I got all sorts of pedigree. Came back to Medford and got a job at Lenape Adult High School. It was a high school for people who graduated or who didn't graduate, who dropped out. And now they wanted to, instead of getting their GED, they wanted to get a high school diploma. So in the evening, adults, anybody who dropped out could re-register and go to the evening high school. Let me tell you something. I taught accounting. I taught marketing. I taught time, just some distance classes there. That so in the evening school. I worked with Mr. West. Aileen Craig was the principal. Let me tell you something. Blew my mind the day he was a year older than me, uh, and I used to smoke pot, and he was so cool. Uh, and I will not. I recognize some of the students. I knew they were returning. They were high school dropouts. They were fellow potheads, and I just stopped smoking and started applying myself because I'm thinking, well, this isn't going to work for me. How's that working? Now I'm to the point where I do not want to get high. But here I was working at the high school, and this guy that was so cool that I'd feel honored if he shared a joint. I kind of had a little crush on him, and he walked in to my class, and he looks at me, and he walks out. He went to ask for a reassignment with the classroom, and I'm thinking, I didn't want to teach him any more than he wanted to learn from me. But it just, so you look at what pot used to do, and the pot that we smoked in the 80s is not as potent as the pot now. So somebody would come in, give me a joint, and then I would, this is smoke a little bit, I take a puff, and I share it with anybody. My stepfather was here one time, and I shared it with him. And I'll tell you what, neither one of us could walk. It was just one puff. So, I was like, oh my god, it was bad stuff. I'm telling you, stuff now. I don't know what they're doing with that, but no. The medical marijuana place, they measure it up. You can do uh, a THC that's not the stevia, which gives you energy, which that's what I wanted to do with her. Um, I said, treat my energy, treat that uh, right away. And she wouldn't do it. She's like, no, I need to, I want to treat your pain and your sleeping at night. I want to do that first. Because if they give you anything that has more of the stimulant, right? What happens? Those of us who live in this chronic pain, what happens when we take Provigil or Ritalin or anything as stimulant? What happens? All of a sudden we're like, our body feels more pain, right? It like stimulates our nerves, and so it's a bad thing. So you don't want to treat too many symptoms. So I'm doing this very slowly. Lemon, honey, choose. Yeah, no wonder this didn't taste like orange. It's lemon honey. I don't know. Maybe they need to put more THC in it. But I'll tell you what I've discovered is that when my pain is removed, I'm not as dizzy. My dizziness cut down 50%. So I'm not as unsteady on my feet. Uh, what else? Not as spastic. Uh, you know what? I have more energy. You just don't know how, when we're dealing with these pains, right? How it robs us of energy. So if you can meet that, also I wanted to tell you this THC 5 milligram relaxing tablet. Relaxing tablet. I hate that word. Relaxing. I don't want to relax. I have MS. If you understood MS, you wouldn't give anything. But you must understand MS because you knew I wouldn't read the box. Here's your, put it in a paper bag. Here it is. This is recommended by the nurse. I checked this out. This is what we have. And then I'm opening it up and it says relaxing. Relaxing. What the hell is relaxing, Kevin? But let me tell you something. I took that at 10 o'clock at night. It's supposed to last 8 hours, right? Got in bed. I wasn't as spastic, but here's some amazing news. It helped with the urinary spasticity. Uh, I had no problems holding it. Not. I had no problems with the bladder symptoms of urgency. It just because sometimes you're in bed and the whole thought of getting out of bed and trying to you hold it together, balance, get yourself up, and all of a sudden you stub your toe, and that's it. That's it. And your bladder says time to pay. Because it's like your brain can handle juggling a certain amount, right? It's like yeah, I'm holding it all together. I'm holding my bathroom. And all of a sudden you throw something else involved in that, and your brain's like, oh, I almost said that word, but screw it, drop all the balls and just pay, just you know what? And to give you an example, yeah, no, no. I mean, you guys know I love my peace stories. No, I'll tell you, right? Because we all like to giggle, right? Yeah, you know what? Gina, you know what? You forget forget about there's no stigma. I thought there was a stigma. In fact, I Gina, you know what? You get a pass the stigma because I know who you are in Christ. I know who you are. I know what you're going through. Stigma, your permission to throw your fist starts where my nose begins. It's like people I love calling me, names. It's like, it's not, oh, why do they think that about me? It's like, you don't know who I am. And I'm not going to take the time to explain it. So, Gina, you've earned the right. You've earned it. I'm giving you permission not to be affected by anybody's opinion. When I pulled up on the main road to this medical supply place and I get my walker out and I go and I sit down and I watch the people coming in and out with tattoos and yeah, you know what? I am judgmental. I'm thinking, oh my God, there's some people who, yeah, who am I to judge somebody who is there because they have post-traumatic stress and I don't know. Okay, story time. Okay, so I walk, I decide I'm going to test my mom's notification phone and I'm going to walk outside across the street with my walker, right? I had a couple glasses of wine, so I'm walking, get across the street, right? And I'm thinking, I should probably try to go to the bathroom, go potty before I start walking. But I don't. So I push the walker down the end of my path, and then I cross the street, and it does it, and I sit down. Hi, Sharia. I sit down on my walker. All of a sudden, the neighbor pulls up, right? And I'm sitting there because I'm thinking, this is an emergency. I got to go potty. And the neighbor pulls up, and so I'm waiting for the neighbor to walk in. I lower the back of my pants to start peeing in the street. That's fine. Well, guess what? When I stood up to raise my pants in the back, right, what happened? I fell sideways and I'm laying on the side of the road. Now it's night, it's dark. My head's on the grass, on the curb, and I'm laying there. Here's my injury right here. So I'm laying there and cars are going up and I'm thinking, gee, I hope I don't get run over. And so I take my phone, I call my husband, and he's gonna come out and pick me up. Meanwhile, cars are going up and down. They don't see me, but they're honking to him, waving to him, and so that's my story. So he helped me up, and I walk in, and my mom's there. I didn't do what I was planning on doing, but that was before CBD oil. This is before, so I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing so that gets so that's what happened to me. Okay. But also I want to tell you that I'll let you know. I think this is going to work in conjunction with the urinary problems. Yeah. Well, you know what, Sarah? Good thing we have good husbands. You know, how long you lay on the curb and how many cars go by. Uh, uh, it's like because when you're laying there, it's like you're on a clock. It's like, all right, I'll lay here for 5 minutes. Then I'm thinking, oh, well, I wonder if I can sleep here. I so yeah, that's all right. Oh, you know what? I think, but let me tell you something, Gina. The reason why we can't write that off on our taxes is because there is a single exemption that is more than individually deducting all these things. But anyway, it's the top of the hour. Hi, Frank. Love you all. This is what I'd like you to do. Go to MS Frontiers and hit subscribe if you're watching this and you like this. Follow me. All you have to do is hit follow me. Uh, you do that, and you'll see every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 to 12 we do this. And we believe we're all here for each other. I'm just your host. I'm your host. Uh, I am your host. So and I truly believe that God works through. You don't have to believe in God to have God work through you. And I believe that God brought you here and used your words and help run this the way this was supposed to go. So let me pray us out. Lord, thank you so much for everybody who watched, who participated, and thank you, Lord, for using my words to reach those that are here that this connects to, Lord. I always ask you to empty me of me and fill me of you. So, Lord, just please bless and comfort everybody who's watching this, who's struggling to deal with something that it's we want to serve you. Take our pain. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you on Tuesday. I'll have an update on this. Bye.